We know when the relationship is coming to an end between our man, our woman, and ourselves. And when we are not ready to let go of the relationship has been dead for a very long time, and you already know that. And many a times we get into one-sided relationships, even after being in a relationship with this person for way too long or way too short period of time, doesn't matter. The length does not define the depth of a relationship, personally. However, we get into one-sided relationships, eventually we understand that this person never liked us, doesn't like us, will never like us. They were with us probably because of something that they were getting from us. It could be as simple as, we people don't play games. We are simple people. When it comes to relationships, we commit. And once we commit, we don't do the settler and the reacher thing. We don't go around playing games, but we're just very simple, easy. You get what you see. Simplicity in a relationship backfires given the day and age we live in, because 90% of the people like to play games. They like to be the settler, the reacher, have someone keep chasing in the relationship while the other one is living and sitting on his throne, sitting on a throne. Because you will always come forward. You will always put out. And therefore, many a times people stay in relationships with their partners because the partner is just too easy. The partner is not a pushover. That 10% of men and women who still uphold the relationship values, and because you love, you're a lover, you love fully and genuinely. I, for example, have been rejected by most men that I've dated who have dated with intention. Because if I have no intention, I don't give a shit about you. I can be with you today and tomorrow I don't recognize you. And that backfires anyway. But if I'm in a relationship with a man, and if I'm very much invested in you, and so I'm in here, I will give you my 100%. And that means you will see everything beyond face value of what the 90% of the world sees. And that backfires on you as well, because you pour your whole heart out. You, of course, have your boundaries. You have your expectations. You make it very clear with what you're looking for and what your value is when it comes to this particular man or this particular woman, because there may be many behind you, but you are interested in this man, in this woman, and so you pour into that. Because if you're not interested in anybody, you're not getting into a relationship with them, let alone spreading your legs, man or woman, so they can off. But these people who you are in love with, and they see a different side of you completely, depends on how quickly you open up with this human being. But unfortunately, when we get into one-sided relationships, when we get into a relationship with a man or woman who knows that they don't want to see us in the long term, they don't have a future with us, they already know that. But when we realize that, in between, while in the relationship, beginning, middle, or end, we do over and above everything that we can so that they stay. They never wanted us. And especially backfires mentally. It kills our confidence. It kills the person that we are within. Someone who we put on a pedestal, they actually don't even see as an option. The only reason why we are staying in their house with them, the only reason why we are doing girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wifey things with each other is because we are comfort. We are easy. Not in a way how those WHORES on the streets are, because that's where they belong and that's where they want to be. But they have a good man, a good woman at home. Who's going to give up on that? Nobody. Because everybody likes to have their cake and eat it too, right? And unfortunately, these people are so selfish that they don't even wonder that we are not the 90% of what the society has these days. We are those 10% who are looking for another 10% of human beings who value commitment, who want to be in a relationship, and who don't have a fear of missing out as soon as you want to become serious. And FOMO happens when people get comfortable in the relationship. But you somehow can never get comfortable in the relationship, because deep inside, ask yourself, you always knew that this man does not like you the way you like him. This woman does not like you the way you like her. You're not their physical type. You don't match their expectations when it comes to your finances, the way you live, your aesthetics. All superficial things is what I'm talking about. Because if a man or woman is fully interested, they look way beyond their type. That's why I'll never believe a man or woman who says, you're the first time I'm dating a type like yours. Because why? Unfortunately, 90% of those men and women will drop you for the 20% that you don't have. And that is the physical aspect of things. And therefore, you're not a match. And they never see you as a match. And their families will never see you as a match. And a man or woman who involves their family and friends and whoever in your relationship is no man, is no woman anyways. You don't need them. And in your own right, you may be the prettiest woman. You may be the prettiest man. but you're prettier inside. And that does not discount your physical beauty, but deep inside your mind, your heart, and it's like a trauma that you live for the rest of your life. Even if after you probably move on whatever happens, that will always stay that you got rejected for your physical aspects. Because that's something you can't change about you. You are that 10%, and you of course have a type, and they may have some things that you don't like physically, but you let go of it. But they don't, and they make you feel bad about it. They remind you. How they remind you? Sometimes you're in there in conversations, or I'm just joking, bringing up other men, other women, bringing up their single life. And by then, you're so involved in this relationship, you're so into this man, this woman. Why? Because somewhere, somehow, even if they show and give you everything on face value, eventually they will start breadcrumbing you. Because a man or woman will lose interest in a relationship, especially as time passes, like they say, the spark dies. But the spark is not equal to commitment and the loyalty, the respect, the integrity a man holds within himself, for himself, and for the woman he is with, and vice versa. A woman that she holds the loyalty, integrity within herself, being with this man. Because people are looking at each other long term. And that's when there is a match. And that's why it takes so long for us to commit. And when they start breadcrumbing you, however long or earlier into the relationship, you are not ready to leave by then, because by now you are head over heels in love with this man, in love with this woman. And therefore, people ask us, why you get so involved in relationships so quickly? And why you're single at this big age of yours? Or whatever the it may be. It's not like you never tried. It's not like you never gave your all. You still want to give your all. And you still don't open your legs for any Tom, Dick, Harry man or woman. You never did. And if you did, it was a choice. However, when you're in a relationship, you're fully committed to this guy, this girl, right? And they don't value it. Eventually, you stop seeing the good in relationships and you rather just be by yourself, and people will call you bitter. You ain't bitter. You know exactly now what you want. Because after being thrown, chewed, and spat out, you know exactly where you stand today. And for people like you and I, one of the most frustrating thing is to be treated like one who's from the streets. To be treated like the 90% of women and men that they have treated in their history, in their present, while you were with them. And they treat you like those women, like those men. And then you get put in a box. But you are not that. But it's very rare to find people with your morals, your integrity, your loyalty. Therefore, most women, most men, even if they're good, they're indoors. They're single. Because this is the time and age we live in. Because we get boring. We don't play games. There's no guessing game. There's no waiting for text messages to be responded to. There's no fights that people are picking up just because they can have wild sex after. They're not sexing just to forget all the issues that's in the relationship. We bring up, we speak up, we put people in the spot, but we love hard. And when we love hard, it backfires. Why? Because we trust people who we know we shouldn't be trusting. Deep inside, we know exactly where this man is going in the night, where this woman is going in the night, where they're going out in the afternoons, why they're canceling plans suddenly on us, why we're walking around eggshells with them, why they're suddenly in a mood every time we come to see them and end the day, why they want to pick fights every morning with no rhyme or reason, why they want to bring up topics from years and months ago just to ruin your day. Who are you? You're made to be so small. Why? You're not wearing fur in summer? Man or woman? I don't care. I'm just making a point. You're not fake. And that's a problem. And deep inside, you already know that you are with a man, with a woman who's always been fake. Or he's always been, or she's always been with women and men who are fakest of the fakest of the fakest. And you're over here, so different. And in the beginning, that's what attracted her, him, to you. Because you're different. But soon enough, you being different is you being weird. You're so this, you're so that. You don't look like anything with my exes look like. So when you walk down the street, when you go here, when you go there, when they're by themselves, they look at their type and they're like, oh my God, that's the woman I wake up to the next day every morning. That's the man I wake up to who's at home. So ask yourself, do you want to wake up next to a man, next to a woman who curses themselves when they see you laying beside them? Do you want to be with a man or woman who is you but is imagining their ex, imagining their type while they are in bed with you? After a point, they stop touching you. They start making you beg for sex because they are getting it day in, day out from someone else. There comes a point when they feel cheating is fair to you because somewhere, somehow, they think you have jailed them into a relationship with you when you didn't. You don't even want to be with a man or woman who's not committed to you and who is a public property. Because if he has his legs open 24/7, if she has her legs open 24/7, anybody can come in and go out. What are you doing with this man, with this woman? And where does that put you? And how do they leave you? How do they reject you? And unfortunately, I've been there, you've been there. If not good for you, we stay. We know that we've been cheated on, and that's the ultimate thing. That's the biggest betrayal, in my opinion, for me. But we still stay because we still feel one day, someday we'll get the spark back. He will see the beauty in me. She will see the beauty in me. But it won't happen because human being and their physical aspect of things and their visual expectation is something that is ingrained. People like what they like. People like to see what they see. It's with 10% of the people who genuinely fall in love with the feeling of love. 90% of the people, together or separate, no dabs at nobody, are fake. It's comfort. We've been together for so long. Or now I finally have a man, so let me just stay. Or a woman, whoever. Relationships go on and on and on. Marriage, kids, if it goes that way. Or relationships break up. Cheating happens. And it breaks our morale completely. So tomorrow, down the line, even if the world thinks that you are the best thing that they have, it really takes a lot of time, patience, building up confidence within ourselves to even think that we are valuable enough to find that 10%. Because when you're constantly rejected, especially for the superficial aspects of things like your color, your race, your money, your beauty, your hair, your body, whatever, you can make changes, but you can never become something that you're not. And they will never accept. And when you don't become something that you're not, but your best version, deep inside, we are still not their type who was our type. And that rejection hurts. And to get over that pain, we need to make ourselves understand that it was never about us. It's what people like. It's what people dislike. It's just like science. It's practicality. And to come to a place where, you know what, we were just not meant to be. It's just not a pretty sight for him. It's not a pretty sight for her when they look at us. And that's okay. We fell in love with somebody who never was into us in the first place. It was probably because what we had, what we could offer them, what we could upgrade them maybe even, or not. Or they were just bored. And they just wanted to see, oh, if I can have her or him. And they did. Good for them. Unfortunately, nowadays relationships, finding a man or woman and throwing them is like changing clothes in a mall. I don't like the shirt, let me buy another one. I don't like the skirt, let me go buy another one and try something new. People are so transactional. Things are so transactional. And I believe people who get into a relationship with a short-term expectations of being with this human, I hope they just are more open and honest about it versus not giving closure, ghosting, cheating, lying, abusing, and all that. Because the other person did not need that trauma, because they would never do that to you. The person who you left thinking that they will come chase you just for your broken ego because you have a broken inner child. You like to be chased. Well, this person never expected that. And therefore, they don't chase you. Because even if you try to break their morale and it may take them years, they will still not chase you. Because they will not repeat the mistake they did with you. Because they know how it feels to be rejected. They know how it is to be dropped for a woman, for another man. With same two set of eyes, nose, lips. But why? They got the body that you always wanted in a woman, in a man. They have the color that you always dated in a man, in a woman. They come from a financial background that is important to you for a come up, or for the world to see, look at my man, my woman is so loaded? Is it because of the way they talk? Is it because of their aesthetics? Because at the end of the day, you never wanted to be with your partner. You never liked your partner. And physical rejection, not being physically attracted, how much ever people say looks are not important, it is important. And if somebody is getting into a relationship from the beginning thinking, this woman is not even the type of woman that I'd go for, she's ugly, in their minds. Oh, this man is so ugly, I don't date this type of dude, but I will. And so they get into it. So the moment they get into a relationship with you for however long, they think that they're doing a favor by being with you, because you have gotten something that you're so in awe of, because this man top to toe is exactly who you always wanted in your life, physically as well, and emotionally, spiritually. They pretend to be, right, in the beginning. And women too. She is hot, top to toe. She's exactly the type I want. Why not? And so we fall in love because we think, oh, we have the beauty, we have the looks, but more so we have the spirit in this man, in this woman they pretend to, which backfires eventually. Why? Because we're the only one who's invested. If a man thinks that he's doing a favor by being with you, if a woman thinks she's doing a favor by being with you, when you are a boss man, a boss woman on your own, they don't know what's your come up. They've just been with you for a certain period of time and they heard the world talk about you. So they took it and they spat their dirty poison on you while you were with them. You're still with them when you were with them. That hurt remains in you. Still does, still date. While they are f***ing away in glory every time they carry man and woman. They don't care. They don't even feel bad. And for you to even imagine the man you love, the woman you love exchanging fluids, getting pleasured by another man or woman, it's done. You're done. So how the hell do you ever see the same eye to eye, that is? At the end of the day, wherever you are today, as a single man, single woman, taken man, taken woman, if you're in a relationship dynamic like this, it's always nicer for us to pick up the pieces of a broken heart and walk away. So just let them live. Let them live for the streets, whatever. You move on, because it's going to take you a lot of time. And you can't just run away from that feeling of rejection, because rejection is rejection. It sucks. But when you give your all to a man, to a woman, and they reject you and not even respect you enough to reject you properly, it's not about being rejected. It's about how you're being rejected every minute of every day. If a man is looking for a keeper, a woman is also looking for a keeper. Well, let's look at men and women who want to be kept. Because if a man don't want to be kept, he won't be. And if a woman don't want to be kept, she won't be. You can't turn a WHORE into a housewife, into a husband who loves, who takes care, who protects, provides, and loves you and reciprocates. And a woman who takes care, who keeps you happy, who takes care of home, of your relationship, and gives you the support as a woman that a woman should, emotionally, especially to men. So if they don't value what you bring to the table, they can take the table with them and go, because best believe they will have another man on that table or another woman on that table getting freaky with each other the next day or the next minute. They've been just waiting for you to leave, little do you know. Because when they know that a relationship is ending, they also have people on speed dial to replace you and away to glory, while you are spending months, years, lifetimes getting over that hurt that is ingrained now, which you never needed. Please value yourself. And I know it hurts now, but just give it time. And if there's nobody around you who's real, spend time with yourself, with God, and you'll be okay. I love you.